look back at some of the storms that I had worked, actually, work-wise, the blizzard, it was extremely cold and miserable. But as far as the amount of line down, we had more lines down when we had an ice storm that hit later in 2004.
Yeah, I remember that. It was just before
Yeah,
Christmas, December 23rd, 2004.
yeah,
We had what, 1 to 3 inches of ice, and
yes,
what a mess.
yeah. I mean, travel was bad because of the ice. However, uh, after the state was able to get sawed out, and it wasn't extreme cold like it was during the blizzard. I mean, it was cold enough to be icy, but the salt would help on the roads that they was able to get to and get the salt on. But anyway, we had just I can remember working out off 657 between 661 there and 62. We had about a mile of line down where the weight of the ice, because the ice would gather on the wires, and the ice it would be it would be like 2 inches of ice on that wires, and the weight of that stuff it just broke off cross arms, broke off some poles. It was just extremely heavy when it got all that ice on. So we we'd work several hours. I can remember working several hours and had to climb a lot of them poles at that time. By this time I was a lineman, and I believe I was working with Dean Ogle at the time, and yeah, we worked a lot of the, well, we call it the number one line, which takes off at Utica and heads toward Johnstown. But all them lines out through there, just every place you went, you had a lot of your secondaries that was overhead going into the houses that was down just for the weight. It would just break things down. So it took us several days on that one. I can't remember exactly how many days we worked on that one.